today's latest lesson of basketball. Today we're looking at a particular tactic that we use as an offensive team, which is called a screen or a pick. They mean exactly the same thing. And what a screen or a pick is in a game of basketball, it's an offensive block. So when your team has got the ball, it's the type of block that we use in order to get free. Now we're just going to have a look at a quick demonstration over here using James and Ethan. James is in all black, he's my offensive player. Ethan is in orange, and he is a defensive player as the player in orange. Ethan's job is to keep James away from the basket, to stop himself getting free so that he can receive the ball. Let's just have a look at that scenario and see if Ethan does a good job defending and whether James does a good job of attacking. Away you go, guys. So immediately you saw there that James has not been able to get free from Ethan. Ethan's got a really good body position, he's really low, he's moving his feet very quickly, he's able to keep his body between James and the place that James wants to go. So I obviously need to help James out as an attacker. So I'm going to show you how we can set a screen. Boys, you want to reset. So, watching what's going to happen now in this particular scenario. James is going to give me a signal that he wants a screen set. The signal looks like this. It's a hand with a fist. If James was the ball handler, he could show that signal at any stage. So he could be dribbling the ball and he could do this, and that would be a signal that the ball handler wants a screen set. He's not the ball handler in this particular scenario. So let's have a look at what this looks like. James is telling me he wants a screen set. So I'm going to come forward as a blocker. Because the defender is stood still, I can get quite close to this defender. This defender needs reasonable time to react. I've stood quite close. I'm now going to protect myself as I'm next to the defender. James is then going to make his run and he's going to brush past my arm. It's really important that he gets close to me as he goes across me. Away we go, boys. Brilliant example. Now in that scenario, you've seen that I've come up to Ethan and I've blocked his path. He's coming to me, he's initiated contact with me as an offensive player. I don't have the ball, but technically he's fouling me. We have to recognise in the game of basketball, really the fouls only are called when it's the player with the ball who gets contact. We talked about that a few lessons ago. We talked about defending, we talked about using our body as a block. The other type of scenario that we can use is the dribbling block, the dribbling screen. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So, we've just looked at the scenario where we're setting the screen or the pick against the static defender. We're trying to allow our offensive player, our attacker, time and space to get away. The second type of screen that we can use in the game of basketball is what we call a running screen. Now, a running screen is more dangerous than the static screen because the defender is going to be running. There is going to be impact. The laws of basketball state that I have to give the defender reasonable time in order to try to beat the screen and not run into another player. Let's just have a look at this scenario over here of the ball handler trying to take on the defender in this particular situation. Away you go. There we can see in the situation that Ethan is not able to get away from James. Therefore, we're going to reset the situation and you're going to watch what happens when we put a screen into place. Boys, come back to your starting points. So this time in the scenario, I'm going to help out Ethan. I'm going to be the player who comes in and sets the screen for him. As we saw before in the situation, Ethan needs to give me the signal that he wants me to set the screen. So So he needs to give me the arm that goes vertically up, the fist on top, so that I can see that he wants the screen set. My job then as the attacker is to get myself, into the position that blocks James's run. So I need to think about where he started and where he wants to get to. Fortunately for me, I've got a yellow dot on the floor which tells me where he's going to move to. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking at my fellow teammate, who's the ball handler. I'm going to be waiting for them to give me a signal. Away we go. I move up, I move into the buff, set the block. Notice that I've taken contact, quite heavy contact as well. My fellow player, who was the ball handler, then had time and space in order to get towards the basket to get the shot away. Doesn't matter if the shot doesn't go in, he's still got time and space. He's still able to play in this particular situation. Follow on from my particular presentation now. Work your way through today's form. There's some more information there for you about what a screen is, how a screen can be used, and then you'll move into the rules section that tells you all about what a good screen is and what a bad screen is. At the end of today's session, I've got another workout for you. You have the choice of doing a Joe Wick session, or you have the choice of doing a MadFit session. It's entirely up to you. I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks' time. Thank you for joining with me today.